Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Learn English with Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Laura. In today's episode, we're going to dive deeper into how to manage your time effectively.
Time management is something we all need to learn, especially in today's fast-paced world. We often feel like there's just not enough time to get everything done, right?
Absolutely. It can be overwhelming, but with the right strategies, we can make better use of our time.
And we've prepared a PDF for this episode, full of useful tips and vocabulary to help with your learning. You can find it on our Telegram channel. We left the link in the description.
So, let's talk about some key ideas that will help us do that.
The first step in effective time management is setting clear priorities. You can't do everything, so you need to decide what really matters.
That's a great point, Chris. One way to figure out your priorities is to create a list of tasks. But not just any list. Make sure to rank them in order of importance.
Exactly. It's all about knowing what's urgent and important and what's not. There's a great tool called the Eisenhower Matrix that helps with this. Let's break it down.
Sure. The Eisenhower Matrix divides tasks into 4 categories: urgent and important. These are tasks that need to be done right away, like responding to an urgent email or meeting a deadline. Not urgent, but important. These are tasks that are important, but they don't need to be done immediately. For example, planning long-term projects or learning a new skill. Urgent, but not important. These tasks might feel urgent, but they aren't actually that important. It could be something like answering non-essential emails. Not urgent and not important. These are tasks you can ignore or even eliminate. For example, spending too much time on social media.
When you know where your tasks fit in the matrix, it's easier to decide what to focus on first. Tasks in the urgent and important category should be done immediately, while not urgent but important tasks can be scheduled for later.
Yes, and tasks that are urgent but not important should be delegated if possible. And tasks in the not urgent and not important category can often be ignored or eliminated entirely.
Prioritizing like this saves a lot of time. But another key aspect of time management is planning. Simply having a plan can make a huge difference.
That's right. Whether it's a paper planner or a digital calendar, having a way to organize your day can help you stay on track. Write down your tasks and set realistic deadlines for each one.
A good way to plan is by breaking big tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. For example, if you need to write a report, break it into tasks like research, outline, draft, and review.
Breaking things down makes a big task feel less overwhelming. It's like eating a huge pizza. You take it one slice at a time.
I love that comparison. And don't forget to be realistic with your time. It's easy to overestimate how much you can do in a day.
Exactly. A helpful strategy is the time blocking technique. You divide your day into blocks of time, each dedicated to a specific task or activity. For example, you could block out 9 browse a.m. to 11 browse a.m. for focused work and 2 browse p.m. to 3 browse p.m. for answering emails.
Time blocking can really help you avoid distractions and stay focused. And another method that works well is using a Pomodoro timer.
The Pomodoro Technique. It's simple but effective. You work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, like 15 or 30 minutes.
This helps you maintain focus without getting too tired. You'll find that your concentration improves and you'll get more done in less time.
Speaking of focus, let's talk about distractions. They're everywhere. Your phone, your email, other people. How can we manage them?
A big part of managing distractions is creating an environment that promotes focus. That means turning off your phone notifications or using apps that block distracting websites during work hours.
Right. And if you're working in a shared space, it's helpful to let others know when you need to focus. You can even use a sign on your door that says, "I'm working, please don't disturb."
Another good strategy is to set specific time limits for certain tasks. For instance, if you need to check your email, give yourself 15 minutes to do it and then move on.
That's a great tip. It's easy to get sucked into email or social media, but setting time limits helps you stay on track.
Another time management skill that's important is learning to say no. We can't take on every request or task that comes our way.
Yes, saying no can be difficult, but it's necessary. If something doesn't align with your priorities, it's okay to politely decline.
For example, if someone asks you to do something that would interfere with a major deadline, it's okay to tell them that you're too busy. This will help protect your time for the most important tasks.
And on that note, let's talk about delegation. If you have too much on your plate, try to delegate some tasks to others. Delegating is a great way to free up time for the things only you can do.
Exactly. In a work environment, this could mean assigning tasks to team members. At home, it might mean asking a family member to help with chores.
Delegation doesn't mean giving up control. It just means that you're using your time more effectively.
And don't forget to schedule time for rest and relaxation. It's just as important as working hard.
Yes, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that more work equals more success. But it's the opposite. You need rest to recharge so you can be more productive when you're working.
That's why I love the idea of having regular breaks, especially when using techniques like Pomodoro. You can also schedule a longer break in the middle of the day for a walk or some exercise.
That's such a good point, Chris. And before we wrap up, I want to mention something that's very important. Reviewing your progress.
Yes, it's essential to take a step back and assess how things are going. At the end of each day or week, take a few minutes to reflect on what you accomplished.
Did you complete your tasks on time? Were there any distractions that slowed you down? Reflecting will help you make adjustments and improve for the next day.
Let's do a quick recap of some useful words we talked about today. Prioritize. To decide which tasks are the most important and should be done first. Example. It's important to prioritize your tasks to make sure you complete the most urgent ones first.
Delegate. To give a task or responsibility to someone else. Example. She decided to delegate the less important tasks to her team so she could focus on the project deadline.
Distraction. Something that takes your attention away from what you are supposed to be doing. Example. The constant notifications on his phone were a huge distraction while he was working.
Pomodoro Technique. A time management method where you work for 25 minutes and then take a short break, repeating the cycle. Example. Using the Pomodoro Technique, she completed her tasks faster and felt more focused throughout the day.
Procrastinate. To delay or postpone something that should be done. Example. I tend to procrastinate when it comes to completing assignments, which affects my productivity.
Time blocking. A time management technique where you schedule specific blocks of time for certain activities or tasks. Example. By using time blocking, he was able to focus on one task at a time and reduce his stress. So we decided to give you grammar tests to improve your grammar level. Let's go.
Time management is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time to get better at it. So don't expect perfection.
Exactly. Start small, be patient, and celebrate the progress you make along the way.
So, to summarize, The key points to effective time management are: prioritize your tasks using tools like the Eisenhower Matrix. Plan your day with realistic goals and break large tasks into smaller steps. Minimize distractions by creating a focused environment. Use time blocking and Pomodoro to stay productive. Delegate tasks when possible and say no when necessary. Don't forget to take breaks and rest. Review your progress regularly and be patient with yourself.
We hope you found these tips helpful and that they'll make managing your time a bit easier. Remember, time management is all about making intentional choices with how you spend your time.
That's right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.